Why does your brain turn into a loop machine the second your head hits the pillow? By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to stop feeding the spiral and what to do instead when thoughts start stacking up at night. Here's what most people get wrong. They think nighttime thoughts mean something's broken. They try to solve big decisions right there in bed. That's the mistake we'll fix in a minute. Your brain doesn't suddenly malfunction at night. What changes is the amount of outside input coming in. During the day, your attention jumps between tasks, people, screens, and movement. That keeps mental energy spread out. When the day ends, that external noise drops. Your attention has nowhere to go but inward. Unfinished concerns that sat quietly in the background all day suddenly move to the front of your focus. It's not that the thought is bigger at night. It's that there's less competition for your attention. Mental fatigue makes this worse. After hours of decisions and focus, your system runs low on the resources that help you organize thoughts and switch between them cleanly. So thoughts feel heavier, they stick longer, they loop instead of resolving. You might notice this shows up as replaying the same conversation, planning something over and over, or trying to figure out what someone meant by a comment. So why does trying to think your way out at night make it worse? By the time you finish this section, you'll know the difference between useful planning and the kind of thinking that just feeds the loop. When you try to solve a problem late at night, your tired system treats it like urgent decision-making. That signals your stress response to stay active. But your mental resources are low. You can't think as clearly or as fast as you could earlier in the day. So you end up circling the same points without reaching a conclusion. That creates frustration, which adds more fuel to the loop. Arguing with a thought does the same thing. When you think, "I shouldn't be thinking this," or "this is stupid," you're still giving that thought your full attention. Attention is what keeps a thought alive. Trying to push it away just extends the engagement. A common moment is lying there telling yourself to stop thinking, which ironically keeps you focused on the exact thing you're trying to drop. Here's what people miss. Your brain at 11 p.m. is not the same tool it was at 11 a.m. Decisions made late at night often feel different the next morning because your system was running on low resources when you made them. So the fix isn't better thinking at night. It's delaying the decision until your system is back online. So what actually works when the loop starts? Here's the part that makes the difference. You're about to get a simple rule and 3 practical actions. First, the rule. No big decisions after 9 p.m. If a thought shows up that needs a choice, write it down in 1 sentence and close it. Don't plan it. Don't solve it. Just capture it so your system knows it's stored. That tells your brain the concern is handled for now, which reduces the urgency signal. Second, shift your attention to something neutral and repetitive. Count backward from 300 by threes. Name objects in the room by color. Describe the texture of your blanket in detail. This isn't distraction, it's redirection. You're moving focus away from internal loops toward low-stakes external input. Third, reduce stimulation in the hour before bed. Dim lights, lower noise, slow your movement. High stimulation keeps your system alert and primed to process. Lowering it signals that active thinking mode can wind down. Fourth, if a thought keeps returning, don't fight it. Let it sit there without engaging. Notice it the way you'd notice a car passing outside. It's there, then it's gone. Engagement is what turns a passing thought into a loop. Non-engagement lets it fade on its own. One option is to pick a single neutral phrase and repeat it silently whenever the thought shows up. Something like, "not now" or "tomorrow." Not as a command, just as a placeholder. Fifth, get out of bed if the loop runs longer than 20 minutes. Sit somewhere dim and do something boring until you feel your energy drop again. Staying in bed while looping trains your system to associate bed with active thinking instead of rest. Here's the trade-off. These steps won't stop every thought. They reduce how long the loop runs and how much fuel it gets. You're not aiming for zero thoughts. You're aiming for fewer spirals and a faster reset when one starts. Here's what nighttime thinking loops really are. They're your attention turning inward when external input drops, combined with a tired system that can't switch tracks as easily. It matters because late-night decisions often feel heavier than they actually are, and the loop itself creates more fatigue for the next day. Simple rules. No big choices after 9 p.m. Write it down and close it. Shift focus to something neutral. Lower stimulation before bed. If the thought returns, notice it without engaging. Let it pass like background noise. Your brain isn't broken at night. It's just running in a different mode. Now you know how to work with that instead of against